Welcome to another Extra Butter. Run as fast as you can, pun intended, to see Sonic. Jim Carrey and the cast will join us. Also, it's all downhill for Will Ferrell. Why? You'll see when he and Julia Louis-Dreyfus join us to talk about Downhill the movie. To All the Boys I've Loved Before was the highest, most viewed young audience movie in the history of Netflix. Well, they're at it again. The next book in the series is now the next movie. To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You. We'll be talking about that and more on this edition of Extra Butter. Hey, what's going on? It's Lance.
It's me.
Lance Woods, everybody. Where you been?
I've been all around the world watching movies, missing you guys. That's where I've been.
That is so cool. This is the show where we talk about movies exactly the way you talk about movies, not like frustrated movie critics, just like frustrated people in general. Hey, Extra Butter time. It's the world-famous traveler, Kelly Savanna Deaton. How are you?
Good, how are you?
All right, where do we find you on social media?
Kelly Savanna Deaton, same.
As mentioned, back from his world travels, Lance Woods, everybody. Lance, where do we find you?
Relax, people. Relax. Calm down. Enjoy yourself. Hey, all right now. Sir Lance Woods, all across social media. Sir
All
Lance
right, you
Woods.
guys.
And you?
At TV Marcus Out. Questions, comments, and concerns. So I just came back from the world premiere of Birds of Prey. Mixed reviews, but I'll jump in and say I love it. I certainly liked it better than Suicide Squad. What about you guys?
Oh, poor Suicide Squad. That movie was okay, but Margot Robbie, this is the movie she deserved a long time ago. It took 5 years to make this, and finally, I'm so excited that she got her turn. This is her leading film as Harley Quinn, and all the bad women in this movie. I loved it.
Lance, how do you feel about the title Birds of Prey? Should it just be called Harley Quinn?
I've never seen a bird praying. See, that's my question. There was a bird at my church. We kicked him out.
You haven't seen a bird pray, but have you seen a dove cry?
Have you seen a wolf dance?
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That was good, right?
Thank you.
Maybe I'm just like
Robbie Serenades. I sat down with the cast, including Margot, to talk about it. And
She never satisfied.
What's the day on the set where you quickly put on the producer hat and wanted to run into Video Village for playback because you loved the way something went down?
Oh, so many times. I mean, I loved watching everyone else, though. I feel like for a while, it was just Christina and I with this script for a couple of years. So it would just be us reading the lines over and over, trying to find the right sort of rhythm and pace. So to see other actors step in and embody these roles and just do something with them that beyond what we could have even dreamed of was always so exciting. And I particularly really enjoyed watching Chris and Ewan's stuff, Black Mask and Zaz, because on the page they're it was more of a work relationship, and then what they brought to it turned it into this very fascinating, personal, kind of like wrestle between control and dependency, and I was loving it. Yeah.
I liked this movie. I think it underperformed. Look, I'm going to go back to it. I think because it should have been called the Harley Quinn movie.
Maybe.
I think it lost 20% of its audience.
Yeah, because it is. I thought it would be more of the women the entire time, but it really is Harley Quinn for what? 60, 70, 80%?
Yeah, could have used more
By
Harley
herself?
Quinn. More
Yeah,
Margot.
you can always use more Margot.
You can always use more Margot.
All right, now rushing into theaters, no pun intended, but a little bit intended. It is Sonic the Hedgehog movie adaptation. What do you guys feel about this?
Classic Jim Carrey. About time.
He's back.
He's back.
I haven't done anything about Jim Carrey, but I always like video game movies. It takes me back to my childhood.
Right?
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario
Sega.
Brothers. I want a Tetris movie.
In the meantime, I sat down with James Marsden, who is great in this movie. It's not easy to be the straight man to Jim Carrey.
No, I don't know how people do that.
He did it.
It's just not a bad day's work when you get to riff with Jim Carrey in a major motion picture.
Yeah. It is, on one hand, the most exciting, like, kind of career highlight for me. On the other hand, it's like, it sort of highlights how much better he is at riffing than you are. But yeah, it was pretty special, and he was great. Just watching him work at every moment needed to be inspired and feel new and different, and he would surprise you with things you just would never have guessed he would do. And keeping it, keep from laughing and running the take was an effort.
I can only imagine there are miles of outtakes from people blowing character or just stuff that he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, and I'm like, oh, where's the take where he does this, or where he does this, or does that, and this? And you watch it, and you're like, it doesn't need it, but like you have to choose. Like you can't have this take and that take. But every take of his 10 or 15 different like things that he rattles off are brilliant in their own way. And it's cool to see him just have fun again like that.
Yeah.
And be that great Jim Carrey that I grew up emulating.
And again, kudos to him for working alongside Jim Carrey. I would ruin every take. That guy is so funny.
Yeah, you've interviewed Jim Carrey before, haven't you?
Yeah.
How the heck did you sit there and not crack up the whole time?
One of my favorite interviews, there was a movie that was really hard to explain, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Ooh.
So rather than talk about the movie, we just kind of talked about other things, and I got a great story from him. Take a listen.
At the end of your life, if you look back on your life and forget about the real tragedies, from this point, at least looking back, what would you want to erase? Any awkward moments, embarrassing moments?
There was the first time I ever had a movie come out, which was a vampire movie ages ago called Once Bitten.
Of course.
And I went up to Canada and I decided I was going to have a big premiere in my hometown. So we went up and, all the folks came out and people wandered out of the bowling alleys and whatever. Yeah. And, they all came out to see Jim's big star vehicle, this vampire movie. And so all of Jackson's Point and Sutton came out. And the whole town, and we all watched the movie. My cousins, everybody, my family was there. They were yelling at me all the way through the movie. Sure. They were like, "Oh, Jim, yeah, did you get her? Did you get her?" That kind of thing. That's where I come from. And afterwards, we were all set up. We had it all set up. I was gonna steal away in this Cadillac, And my friend Wayne, my best friend, he brought the Cadillac, and it was all ready out front. We were gonna speed away in front of everybody and wave goodbye to Hollywood, and go back to Hollywood.
Right.
And this is the longest story ever.
It's going well, though.
Good.
I'm getting this.
And we went outside, dead of winter, after the thing. I just signed 100 autographs, turn around, Wayne has locked the keys in the car, and it's running. Okay? For the next 2 hours, we're like this, trying to jimmy the door, and waiting for my brother who has the actual thing to jimmy the door.
Exactly. Big
just
star with a coat hanger.
Totally. The whole audience passes on the way home. It's Jim back!
That was nice, Mark, but really old. Do we have anything relevant, present,
I'm really old. Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, my good friend Tara Hitchcock.
Hey, Tara.
So
Hey, guys.
you did sit down with Jim Carrey recently, and I feel like he's making a comeback. He's back into being the game. Am I right?
Well, yeah, I think you are right. And this movie was a very pleasant surprise. It's much wittier and much funnier than I expected. I was nervous, Mark. I didn't know if I'd get him or not. I have never interviewed him, believe it or not. And you never know what you're going to get. Based on interviews I've seen, is he going to be really funny?
Yeah.
Will he be quiet and serious?
What'd you guys talk about?
It's funny you guys were talking about, is there anything that we have that's relevant and current? Although the first thing I talked to Jim Carrey about was in the past. Basically, what do you think of these junket days? And he told me a very funny story.
I have to tell you, I don't get nervous often. I'm a little nervous.
You should be.
Do you dread these days?
No, I don't. I used to. This business is a lot to get used to. When you first do this, I think the very first day I did a junket, afterwards I went up and I cried.
Really? You're not the only one. Yeah, I've done that.
I didn't know what to expect, and there's a lot of similar questions and a lot of stuff like that, and my brain just didn't know how to handle it. And now, as I've gotten older, I just honestly, it really is, every moment is what's happening, and I don't think about the day. I think about you and me, and this is it. Hey, so question, did you talk to Jim Carrey or anybody about the redesign, the very quick redesign of Sonic they did after the trailer dropped?
It's funny. I don't think he really brought it up or wanted to address it too much until very recently, like this week recently. But kudos to Jeff Fowler for listening to fans and with his directorial debut saying, you know what, it might mean postponing this thing, but I do need to redo this. And Jim Carrey admitted recently that he too had concerns and that some of the fans' concerns were his concerns. The good news, everyone, as you know, is very pleased with what they did. But man, good for them for kind of putting things off and actually listening to people.
No kidding.
Okay, Tara. So fans of Jim Carrey, it's been a minute since he's been in a movie. Are they going to get that classic Jim Carrey when they see this film, you think?
Absolutely. There are some lines that will bring you right back. Some of them are in the trailer, but some of them aren't. And he is that over-the-top Jim Carrey that you kind of have grown to love. And even he admits he's now at a point in his life where all he wants to do are things that bring him joy, and he recognizes that what brings people, viewers, a lot of joy is old, great, over-the-top Jim Carrey, and that's what he gives us.
Yeah, don't you agree? Like, he's only at his funniest when he commits, and you could tell he was committed to this character in a way that we haven't seen since The Mask, since Lemony Snicket's even.
Lemony
Yeah,
Snicket.
I totally
Ace
agree. and
Ventura. Fire Marshal
Ace
Bill.
Ventura.
As Lance is pointing out, everybody was influenced. Like, were you as a stand-up comic influenced by Jim Carrey?
Yes, I was. I was highly influenced by Jim Carrey. I was by Jim Carrey.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if you can see this, Tara, but it works better with you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Tara, do you do an impression of any Jim Carrey character?
Oh my, oh shoot, hold on, give me a second. What's going on? Well, my favorite one, honestly, is, so you're saying there's a chance.
Oh, exactly.
That's
Love that.
not an over-the-top one.
Hey, Tara, where do we find you when we're stalking you?
Oh my gosh, when you're stalking me, you can go to on Instagram, Tara on TV, Facebook, Tara on TV, Twitter, at Tara TV1. And if you're in 5 states in the Southwest, you can hit a Harkins Theater and I'll pop up somewhere there.
Tara Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen, Tara Hitchcock. Oh, hold on, Fire Marshal Bill wants to tell you something.
Terry Hitchcock, you have a good day? It was good to see you. It's always a pleasure.
Tara Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen, Tara Hitchcock. All right, coming up in a moment on the show, the movie Downhill, starring
Will Ferrell.
and
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Kelly Savanna Deaton takes you behind the scenes with the stars next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. You know, for Valentine's weekend, you need a good romantic movie to go see. Downhill, would you describe that as the movie to go see?
No, it's like a lack of romance.
Yeah, if you think about it, let me set it up, and correct me if I'm wrong.
wrong.
It's a remake of a movie. A guy takes his family to Switzerland. A big avalanche is about to crush the village, so he does what everybody would do. He grabs his phone and runs away from his family.
Yeah.
The avalanche doesn't come, and now he's stuck with kind of some awkward cleanup.
The beginning of the trip, yeah, it kind of shades the trip on his part,
A little
but
bit.
yeah, it's
This
not a
is
very
awesome.
romantic. No, it's not a very romantic movie. And if you go see it with a date, when you leave, you will be debating who's right, him or her. The whole movie you'll be like, you would do that.
Right?
You would do that.
Why didn't
I
she
would
grab
do
her
this.
phone? Why?
Because she
I'm
had the kids like this, you guys. She
I'm
grabbed the
ready
kids.
for impact.
She grabbed the kids.
If I'm the leader, follow me. You see me run, you
Oh, is that
run.
what he was doing? What would
That's
you
what
do
he
right
was
now?
doing.
An avalanche is coming into the Century Theater. What do you do?
I would snatch this mic off and run.
Yeah.
And I would hope y'all follow me.
I'd follow you. I'd follow
That's
you
what he
for
was
sure.
hoping. He was leading the way. I think you're right. So you sat down with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who can be a tough interview at times.
Yeah, she said she wasn't feeling well that day, and she's very sarcastic and kind of snarky.
Uh-huh.
So she doesn't really give you super real answers. They were playing this interview very serious because it is a serious movie for them, even though there's a little comedic
Right.
aspirations in it. But take a look.
You had never met before this movie. How is that possible?
That's what we're
I
wondering.
know.
And
It
I'm
makes
gonna,
us a little mad.
Matt, I'm
actually.
gonna fire my representative. since
We've
it's
gone
just,
from like, isn't it so great that now we're pissed.
Yeah,
You
how
should
could this be? So anyway, my agents are gone.
Yep,
My
I'm doing the same thing.
publicists, managers,
Are you
attorneys.
hiring?
They're I'm gonna hire. So, are you interested?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'd
Okay,
be
I'm,
happy
great.
to.
I'm quitting the biz. That's how
Oh,
bad I am.
that's how mad you are. You're
yeah,
just out.
I'm done.
You are just
Yeah,
done. You can't do
yeah.
that yet. You guys have so many more projects in the
I
future.
know,
I hope.
but
Well-
we're pissed.
I would be too.
We're too pissed.
And what was your initial reaction of one another when you first met?
Okay, so when Will, I walk into this restaurant and Will has a fur-length mink coat on with a hood,
Mm-hmm.
lots of gold, dark glasses. You referred to them; they were like you say it's like a welder's thing that you
Like
wear?
a welder's mask.
Welder's
Yes,
mask,
yes.
right? Exactly.
Okay.
So I was like, "Oh, this guy seems hyper unusual."
And
I
my
mean,
service dog, which is a Burmese mountain dog,
yes, right.
who doesn't always stay where he's supposed to stay.
And he had a Louis Vuitton bag with a little teeny dog. What is that? A Pomeranian?
A little Pomeranian.
Yeah. So it was.
Named
It was.
Cujo,
That-
which is
so-
ironic because
He's so
Cujo?
teeny and
He's
cute.
teeny,
Yeah. Anyway, the
So
dogs were
most of our
adorable.
meeting, I had to deal with the dogs.
Right,
Okay, I see, I
right.
see. But you still knew you guys wanted to work together, obviously.
Well, it was all the gold
I
that
was
sold
thrilled.
me.
That would
Yes.
sell me also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to help you decide whether you should see this movie or not, I can tell you the style that it's formed in, the tones that it hit, The Descendants, and also the Way Back, that movie with Steve
Nat
Carell.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, and the creative talents behind that, or the creative talents behind this?
Nat Faxon and Jim Rash. We talked about skiing. Who's the better skier? Take a look.
Now who skis better between the two of you?
Oh, this one.
Really?
Yeah, that's easy.
Oh, look, you said really, as if you're surprised by that.
I think you
Well, I
knew
thought
right
you
when you
knew.
walked in the room, you were like, that guy's not the skier.
I said it would be a great date movie. You're saying maybe you don't want to go see this for your Valentine's Day
No,
weekend.
take her on Valentine's so you know what you're getting yourself into.
That's
You gotta
true.
know how
Oh.
they think.
You figure out who you're with.
Baby, if an avalanche come, I'm gone. It don't gotta be it could be a Ford avalanche.
What about the kids?
I'm outta here.
Do you take the kids with you?
Them her kids.
This is the kind of
man,
discussion the
see,
movie opens up.
exactly.
It's the perfect date. It helps you figure out who you're with and who you want
Go
to
to
be
our
with.
YouTube and talk about it. Argue it out. Which side are you on? Will
All right.
Ferrell or Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Lance or mine?
All right, coming up in a moment, maybe you just want to kick it at home, Netflix and chill. And by that, I mean actually watch a movie, then do whatever. One of the biggest romantic movies ever to hit Netflix now has its sequel, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You. Lana, Condor, and the stars next.
Love you too.
It is Extra Butter. Welcome back. We are in the month of love, and on this Valentine's Day weekend is an amazing movie streaming right now on Netflix. You loved To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Now the best-selling book's follow-up book has its own movie. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You. You're already watching. You probably watched it already 6,000 times, but let's talk about it for a moment. Why does this movie make a middle-aged guy like me feel like a 12-year-old again? I loved this movie.
Because you don't have, this is going to sound wrong, but it's because you don't have to put that much thought into it. You can just sit back, relax, watch a lovely, charming movie, and this movie was made for the fans. This is everything as if you love the first one, this movie is made for you specifically.
The book flew off the shelves. Do you think Jenny Han had any idea it was going to be that big of a hit?
I don't think so. I do not think so, but this is amazing for her, so I hope she keeps writing and writing.
I did read the book.
Yes, sir.
Kinda. I watched the movie with the subtitles on. I think that's the same thing.
There are no subtitles
To me,
needed. There are no subtitles needed on this movie.
No.
To me, that's like reading the book. I did both
You
at
don't
the
even
same
need
time.
to put that much thought into it. Just relax, watch the movie. It's a beautiful love story. Beautiful.
I read the book and watched the movie at the same time. I think that's impressive.
I sat down with Lana, I sat down with Noah and Jenny to talk about it. Take a look.
How creepy is it that a middle-aged guy like me found myself leaning into this movie, weeping openly?
Listen, you would be surprised. This is the exact reaction that I get from most men
Right.
that watch the movie. First of all, they say, "Oh, yeah, my girlfriend, and my wife, like they love the movie and they thought it was like really cute." So like and they said you have to sit and you have to watch it. So she made me watch it and we were sitting on the sofa and I was watching it and it was really cute. That's what they always say. They go, "It was really cute."
So I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
I need to not be shamed for my love of this movie.
No, don't be shamed.
Did you have any idea that the first movie was going to explode to the extent that it did?
Absolutely not. Sorry, I cut you off, but no. I mean, I feel like a lot of people told me that it was going to, and I kind of just I don't count my chickens before they hatch. I don't like to do that, and I knew that I poured my heart into it, and that Lana did too, and that we cared deeply about the project, and it was an independent film, and it was when Netflix acquired it. It was before Netflix had shot to the top of everything. So I thought it would do well, but I didn't think it would be what it is and what it was.
But is there a moment in this movie that is nailing it precisely the way you wanted it to go down?
So many moments. But for me, I think the treehouse was just like, it felt like all the pieces were just like there and it looks beautiful and like I love all the drama happening in that scene. It's like kind of like your past and your present, everything's colliding at once.
Sure.
So for me, that like is one of my favorites.
What a J.K. Rowling-like experience she's had. Like, that book blew up.
Yeah, and Lana and Noah got huge because of the first movie, and now the trajectory is going up, people, going up. Watch them.
I have a big surprise. People don't know about this,
What?
but the third movie features Lance Woods.
I wasn't gonna tell them, but hey, it's here now, people. I don't wear a shirt for most of the movie, so look forward to that.
I am making that up, but his special on Netflix drops. It's a true story. It drops about the same time the sequel
coming.
drops.
Wait, do you have subtitles?
If you want them, you can press the subtitle button.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, coming up in a moment, a movie that needs no subtitles unless you're watching it in another language. Frozen
the
2,
unknown.
hitting theaters everywhere. Into the unknown.
That's all I had.
Into the unknown. All right, the people who do sing that song coming up next. Into the unknown. Why are you leaving me hanging?
That's all you, Mark. That
Into
is
the
all-
unknown.
I don't know the words.
I lost them too.
You don't know the words.
No.
All right, hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. Lance Woods, Kelly Deaton, I'm Marcus Allen. We are talking about Frozen 2. The song, almost but not quite as good as Let It Go, is Into the Unknown.
Into the unknown.
See?
There
you go.
I will tell you
I just
that-
repeated what you were singing. I don't know what
All
comes
right.
after that.
The people that wrote that song, the same husband and wife team, are back at it again for this. You sat down with them. Take a look.
And how long does a song take?
One song we could do in a day. I think we did When I'm Older in a day, once we
Really?
found the right idea. Show Yourself took 6 months.
Whoa!
Not every day.
Of
But
course.
it took 6 months from the time that we started, like in December, with the idea of Show Yourself. Then everything else got rewritten.
Wow.
And then storyboards got rewritten. And then I think we were finally done with it in May.
Oh.
Yeah, we
like
started
that.
it in September, October.
Oh gosh, it was a long one.
They are awesome. I love the entire voice cast. You know, everybody talks about Idina Menzel, and of course they talk about Kristen Bell.
Of course,
Josh Gad. But the new supporting cast behind this, you talk to them.
There were a couple of times, especially early on, also when I was still not 100% convinced that I was in the movie. I was like, they can still cut me in anytime. I have no idea.
Same.
I'm not telling
Yep.
anybody until I see the movie and I'm still there.
Wait, you didn't tell, side note, you didn't tell anybody
I
until
did
you
tell
saw.
them. Oh, I told-
okay,
I
I was
told a
like,
couple
how would
people.
you keep that a secret, you guys?
I told a couple people, but then I
couple people?
Yeah, like I
I
was
was
so
like screaming
scared.
it on the roof, so I was like, I don't care.
I guess I've been cut out of more things than but
I'm new. I just started.
Yeah, exactly.
They were so sweet too. You can tell they're not jaded by Hollywood, really. They're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, let me give you a hug. They're so sweet.
God, for a boomer like me, all I can think about is his dad, John Ritter, when I see him. Jason Ritter is so awesome.
Three's Company 2.
You remember?
Look, this
could be the cast of a new Three's Company. We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
There are lots of hers and hers and hers. Three's Company 2.